Thank you for joining me. My name is Agymah, and this is my world. I appreciate you being here with me. In today's video, I'm going to talk about green card stories. Now, me personally, I've never married someone from another country, and they came in on a green card, but I just wanted to share some stories of friends that I know that got married and stuff, or were women from other countries, and some young ladies that I've met from different countries that were in the United States on green cards. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so like the very first story I'm going to talk about is like one of my best friends. I'm not going to say his name, but dude was like a brother to me, and I don't really talk to him, or really don't know where he's at right now, because we lost contact like maybe like 20 something years ago, long time ago. He's actually from Cape Verde, and I knew him from college, met him in college. Very quiet guy, and we became good friends. Well, anyways, I said a little bit more than I wanted to say about that. Well, anyways, yeah, I can say his name. His name was Miguel, good brother from Cape Verde. And so like with Miguel, he had actually kept talking about how he kept saying he was never going to get married and everything, and he was living with his grandmother and his mother and stuff. And so then finally he tells me one day that he's going to get married. Okay? And I'm like, you're gonna get married? I know you always talk about not getting married. He goes, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'll explain to you why I'm gonna get married. And so this is actually a good story though. So he said that his mother had told him about this lady, and this lady wanted to sit down and talk to him. And the lady was also from his country, Cape Verde, and she had a daughter. And her daughter was having a hard time back in Cape Verde, and she was a really good young lady, and she had a son, and she wanted her daughter to be here in the United States. And so she wanted my friend to marry her daughter. And I'm like, what, man? He goes, yeah, I'm going to marry her. And I'm like, dude, you're going to marry this young lady you don't even know? And he was like, yeah, shoot. They're gonna pay me $25,000. I was like, what? 25,000? Yeah, man. They're gonna give me $25,000 for sure. And I said, okay, man. Good luck. I hope that works out for you. So he did. He did marry a young lady. She came to Boston. He did marry her, and they just she lived in her mother's house, and he lived across the street in his mother's house. But then finally they started going out, and we all got together a couple times. And she was a really nice young lady. She was pretty nice. And so then finally he tells me, this girl is like, this is a really good girl. I really like her. And I was like, what? He goes, yeah, man, I really like her, man. I think I'm gonna really stay with her. So I'm really gonna stay in this marriage with her. And he says, I had to straighten out her son some, and we're getting along really good. And he says, so he started telling me how she was like a really hard worker, very hard worker. And I think she was working was she working 2 jobs, or she worked a lot of overtime when she got here? And she would like come home and give him the check, just give it right to him, say, here. First, she was like helping pay all his bills. First, he realized that he was having some problems paying his bills, and then she would just go get money and just pay his bills and stuff. And then he was like, "What?" And she was like, "No, it's okay. You did all this stuff for me. You did all this stuff." And he had ended up with that money he first got. He ended up getting this really nice car and stuff. And so he was just like blown away that when he was having problems, she was always just like this giving him money and stuff. with no problem. She didn't even care. She was just like so happy to be in the United States and to be with her mother and all that stuff, that she just worked hard and she just wanted to provide a good life for her son, and she just wanted to get out of Cape Verde. And so they ended up getting a place together and living together and as husband and wife. And he was like, yo, he was very happy with her. So I was like, whoa, okay, well, you got a good one. That's a good thing. So when she came, she didn't change or anything. She just worked hard, and she really just took care of him. Came home and always gave him her paychecks and stuff to him. Okay, so that one was a good story. You don't really hear, or at least I don't know of many stories like that, but that was a really good story. And they ended up having, I don't know, as far as the last time I spoke to him, they only had one other kid and stuff. But hopefully everything is still going well with them. And that was like a long time ago. I still haven't run into him or found out if he's still around. I know he had moved outside of Boston. So that's my first story from my friend Miguel. And I hope everything is still going well for him. Now, the second story I want to tell you about, it's like, I'm going to tell you a couple of stories about young ladies I've met from different countries. And I remember meeting this one young lady. I don't know if she was from Thailand or Malaysia or somewhere. Very beautiful. And so one day I'm walking down, going grocery shopping in Mission Hill, and I see this beautiful Asian young lady. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, all shocked and surprised and just looking at me. And I'm like, yo, let me help you with the groceries, because she had like a lot of groceries and she couldn't carry it. And I'm carrying it, helping her. And so we started talking and we got along well and stuff. And so I said, let me take these groceries to your house. She goes, no, you can't do that. I'm like, yo, what's the problem? She goes, no, I can't do that. I said, why? Why can't I do that? She goes, well, to be honest, I'm staying at this house, this shelter for women, abused women. And I was like, what? She goes, yeah, it's a shelter for women, and we can't let men know about this place. That's one of the things, rules and stuff, is never to bring a man here or let them know what kind of place it is. So just leave it here and I'll be fine. And please don't follow me. So I left the bags and stuff, and we exchanged numbers. And everything was going well and stuff. But a lot of weird things started happening the more I started talking to her and asking her, like, yo, so like, what's the story? How you end up there? And she started telling me how she had this older white guy had came to her country, and someone had introduced her or her parents to him, and he met her and said, oh, she's such a beautiful young lady. I would like to take her back to the United States, and I would really treat her well and everything. And just kept saying how much he really cared about her and how he would treat her like a princess and stuff, He knew that she was like a really good young lady, and that can I please have your daughter hand in marriage. And so he just like said all these good things to the parents. So the parents said, okay, fine, but you have to take care of our daughter and treat her well. So once this guy brought her to the United States, and I think her husband and something was like from Maine or New Hampshire or something. And he just said once she got here, he just started physically and mentally abusing her, just treating her like a slave, knocking her around, and just like treating her like dirt, talking to her like dirt. And she couldn't contact her parents or anything. He would lock her in the house. And she had told me how some neighbors had helped her get away, and drove her to Boston. And she's like, she was homeless, she didn't know what to do, and they started making calls, and she finally got into that shelter. And I was trying to have a relationship with her, and she kept saying how she was married. She can't, I'm married. I was like, what are you talking about? You're trying to get a divorce from your husband. You don't know where he's at, and you're still talking about you're married and stuff. And so it's just, okay, well, let's take it slow. And that really didn't work out because she had a lot of issues because she was beat up so much that she would just be snapping over crazy things and stuff. She'd just be snapping at me, or I'll say, okay, let's go out. I'll come come and meet you and stuff. And I would go and meet her, and I would be like 20 minutes late and stuff. She'd be going off and stuff and having a fit. Like, what kind of games are you playing? What kind of games you playing? You have me waiting. I'm like, yo, you need to chill out, man. I was on a bus, okay? A bus. I'm coming here to meet you. I don't understand what your issues were with your husband and stuff. And you know, don't come at me talking like that. You should have talked to him like that. And she's like, yeah, you know, I'm just like real. I just don't know. I was talking to my friends. I just don't know how to deal with guys and stuff anymore. I just feel this way. I'm saying, okay, well, that was your husband. You can't say all guys. And then she was telling me stories of how she would be at work throwing stuff and breaking stuff, and the boss was coming at her. She used to work at an Arbor and Payne, and one of those little restaurants and stuff. And her boss used to really get on her about that and tell her that she needed some help and stuff. So that's my second story. We kind of drifted off because, like I said, she had too many issues and stuff. She was short-tempered and just always quick to want to argue or fight, and I didn't need that. And the third story, one time I'm hanging out with one of my friends, that Playboy friend of mine, the Puerto Rican ones I was telling you about. And I was with him, he was waiting for his mom. I took them shopping. And I see this gorgeous Jamaican young lady, very gorgeous, in great shape. So I'm like going up to start talking to her, stopped her, we're talking, and everything is going well. And so then all of a sudden, you know, I'm trying to get her number, and then so I did. I couldn't get her number. I was trying to get her number. So she had all these bunch of food stamps that she was trying to sell. I don't know why she had all these food stamps, but she sold my friend's mom like half the food stamps and stuff at a really, really good deal. I don't know how she came about getting this, but I had found out that her husband was abusive, and he brought her here from Jamaica, and so I don't know. I don't really know what the food stamp thing was about, but yeah, she was in a bad relationship, and she was a really nice young lady, and so she was selling these food stamps to have some money. And I was supposed to meet her a couple of times, but I never got a chance to meet her, and didn't really see her again anymore. So that's the third story. And my last and final story that I want to share with you is with somebody that's real close to me that I know, and that's like, I don't want to go too much in detail, but someone I really know and really cared about. She's a young lady who's much older than me, and she watched me grow up as a kid and stuff. And she had been married several times, and she kind of always wanted to be in love and always find the right man for her, or husband for her. And so finally one day, she come to find out that she met this really nice guy, and my family and me and everything's all happy for her, like, you know, because you've been around a lot of guys and things didn't work out. So I'm just hoping this is gonna work. This is gonna work out. And so the couple of times I met the guy was soft spoken. He treated her kids well. He was really nice. And I just go over and talk to him, and he was just always seemed so cool, but he was like really quiet. He was just, you know, in some ways he was trying a little bit too hard, but I'm like, okay, I don't know the guy. I can't judge this guy. And so for 5 years, she was happy for 5 years. I'm like, man, the guy's not beating on you. The guy's not he's not cheating. He says, nah, he's hardworking. Everything's going well. So I'm like, wow. So I'm happy for her. You know, I'm very happy because she did have a couple of crazy guys. After she broke up from her first husband, a couple of crazy guys she was in a relationship with. And so then finally, I come to find out, I heard later on from family members that that the guy had went to Florida and stuff to go visit some family and stuff. And I was like, oh yeah. I said, yeah. And she hadn't heard from him in like a week or something. And they kept calling. She kept calling. And because it was like, oh yeah, you missed him and this and that. We'll have him get back to you. And so then finally, which is like so messed up, she goes to get the mail, and she sees some divorce papers in the mailbox. Okay, so he had got his green card. I think they was married for about like 5 years or so. And so he had got his green card. She didn't know, he didn't tell her. And he made all these plans to get a divorce. And he didn't mistreat her or anything. He just like, oh, I'm gonna go visit my cousin in Florida. And went to Florida. And that's how she found out. Okay? So for me, situations like that, I travel a lot and I'm looking to meet, but I will not put myself in that kind of a situation. And I'm sure for a lot of people it has worked, but like I said in my last video, good guys and bad guys. Good guys finish last. I'm not putting myself in that situation. So I'm just gonna travel and meet and just have as much fun as I can. I'm sure it works out for some people. Finding someone in another country and getting married, it works and stuff. But I will not take those kind of chances and stuff. Okay, so for those people, don't hate on me if it works for you. If it did work for you, write me and let me know. And if you had a bad experience, write me and let me know. Okay? Again, thank you for joining me. This is Agymah's World. Peace, guys. Take care. Again, I apologize to everyone. I immediately want to say happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. Okay? Take care. Peace.